Well, here we are again this morning, folks, and this is a number 2 of a series talking about contending for the faith. And this is something that we really need to learn today is how to contend for the faith. There's nobody in the world that I need to prove that I'm contending for the faith to more than I need to prove to myself. I need to prove to myself I'm contending for the faith, that I'm really doing what I'm supposed to do. And we got this big problem this morning. I'm hoping that these numbers that are sitting in front of me on this thing are not on this picture, but they might be. Anyway, so last thing we read in our number 47 was 47 1, and we're 47a now. In 47 here, we were talking about Jude, the servant of Jesus Christ, and then he was praying for those saints that he was talking to, and he said, I'm praying that God will give you mercy, folks, for your situation, your problem, the things you're having trouble with. And then he said, another thing I want you to have, he said, I want you to have peace in your life. And do you know, one of the most important things to me is peace. I need peace in my life. I don't just need peace for a few minutes. I need peace all the time. And how do I accomplish that peace all the time? And the word here would be circumspectly. Now, this is a new word for some of you. The word circumspectly means the conditions that you're going to walk in. You're going to walk circumspectly to the Word. And if you walk circumspectly to the Word, that's straight forward. There's only one path to walk if you're going to follow Jesus, and that's to draw closer to Him. That's to have a personal relationship between you and Jesus Christ. That's the only reason I'm on this here boob tube, is so that I can pass on to you how important it is for you and God to be connected. And once you and God get connected, then how you stay connected is you stay in tune with Him. There again, here I go. Staying on the same road, straight forward. Don't turn to your left. Don't turn to your right, but stay straight forward. Now, verse 4 here in the book of Jude, we're in this little book of Jude, it said, for there are certain men who have crept in unaware, when we were before of old ordained to fulfill the condemnation of the ungodly man, turning the grace of our God into lasciviousness, and denying the only Lord and God and the Lord Jesus Christ. How do you deny God? If I'm a Christian, if I've asked Jesus, forgive me of my sin, come in my heart, how do I deny Him? I deny Him by trying to serve my own flesh. Now, I lived in my own flesh for 30 years, and my flesh carried me to the bottom, carried me to, if you please, Suicide Hill. And that's where I was when I got saved. I was sitting on Suicide Hill. You may be watching this today, and you may be on Suicide Hill. I'm telling you right now, there's an answer. There's a better answer than suicide. I was at the place one time where I thought there was no answer but suicide, and contemplated it greatly, many different ways, and it makes me feel aggrieved and foolish to say the things that I thought about doing to this flesh to kill it. But you know what? Had I killed this flesh physically, I would be burning today in an eternal hell, never, ever, not ever able to get out of it. It would be there forever. I would be in that hell forever. Just this very week, I listened to several excerpts of people who had potential death on them, and they went so far as their feet were burning. They went so far as to go down a tunnel, and they could see the flames and the fire. And you know, if they had hid it, it'd have been forever. But God saw fit to bring them back after they saw this vision, this true vision of what hell is like. Now, I'm telling you this morning, I'm here to warn you, if you're watching this. Probably if you're watching this, you more than likely have professed Jesus Christ. Or you have gone to church and you're searching. Or you're at the end of your rope, like I was. And you need Jesus to come on the scene. Well, this is what, listen to what Jude was saying here about other men that had crept into their midst unaware and brought ungodly things with them. The man that we have to worry about creeping in to us unaware is ourself. Now, ourself will creep in, and the old things and the old way and the desire to run the ship that we're not supposed to run. If we've asked Jesus into our heart, he's the captain. Hey, he's not the co-pilot. He is the pilot. We're supposed to get in and go with him. When you get in an airplane, you sit down in that seat, and by faith, if you're going from Atlanta to Philadelphia, you get on that plane, you say, we're going to land in Philadelphia in about 45 minutes, and that's it. You just sit down in the chair, and you look out the window at the things, and you rest in the fact that the pilot and that plane is going to carry you to Philadelphia. And you have nothing else to do with it other than to sit there. You don't have no control. You have lost control. And that's what we're supposed to do with Jesus Christ. We are supposed to give him control of our life. We're not supposed to look to the left or the right. We need blinders on, my friend. We need blinders on today beside us, like the old horse my daddy used to have. Old Maud, if he didn't put them blinders on her, she'd twitch her head back and forth, every which way, and she wanted to go anywhere but straight. And that's us. That's us human beings. That's me. I have the worst problem with me. I'm going to tell you who I got a problem with. I got a problem with me. He says here, Jude said, men have crept in unaware. I tell you what creeps in on me unaware, and that's myself. And I get to looking at myself sometime, and I say, man, you trying to run the ship, and you ain't the captain. You way down the line from the captain. What you're supposed to do is follow the captain's orders, and that's what we're supposed to do. And listen, condemnation, the word condemnation, you may not be familiar with that. What the word condemnation means is that it's just like if you stand before a judge and you get condemned for an act that you've done, and that condemnation brings you a sentence. And that sentence could be that you're separated from your loved ones, you're separated from everybody, and you're what's called incarcerated. And when you get incarcerated, you're there for the length of time that it takes to get you out of there, and then you've paid the penalty, and then you're ready to go again. Well, the incarceration for a Christian is when he comes under condemnation. That's by doing something that breaks fellowship with Jesus Christ. I'm not talking about breaking relationship now this morning. Listen to me. I'm talking about breaking fellowship. There's a lot of difference. I broke fellowship with my dad many a time, and I got me a belt. Good licking for it. But he didn't throw me out. I didn't break relationship. He was still my father. But he straightened out my fellowship and got me back in fellowship. And this is what we need to do, my friends. We need to stay in fellowship. Nobody can keep us in fellowship but ourselves. And the only way we can do it is through this word. Now, I hadn't covered but 3 or 4 verses in the last 20 minutes. And I'm not going to cover many verses very fast, because I'm talking today about staying in fellowship. If we'll stay in fellowship with Jesus Christ, he'll keep us in fellowship with each other. He'll keep us in fellowship with him, and he'll keep us in fellowship with the word. Now, I see our time has come and gone, but this is Brother Peter with tidbits from the word. I'd like to direct you to WOAK.com, which is a radio station out of LaGrange. If you'll get on that, you can hear good preaching, good teaching, good singing,